What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Fight Like Hell podcast, episode 47. Holy shit. I did not think we'd make it to 47 episodes, Austin. What about you?
I know, man. We're climbing up there. We're not that far behind Potty Mouth.
Yeah, speaking of potty mouth, considering that this is a Monday, we're coming to you on January 24th, 2022, in case you're listening to us in 2356. I think I didn't fuck that up. That's a crazy number. But anyways, we have one of the other co-hosts of Potty Mouth, Mr. Paul, the Alpha Instinct. What's up, dude?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me. The browner half of the duo, I guess.
The brains
Yeah,
behind
man.
the podcast.
Yeah, we're just talking about that. How like you pretty much do all the prep work, all the video work, all the audio work, and Spencer just shows up and rambles, essentially.
Me, like I said, me and you are the same thing, Paul. We do all the work, and the other co-hosts just take all the credit.
Yeah, it's not a fair trade.
I feel you.
No, it's hard. I mean, we've this is our second year, come up to our third year, I think. Probably, I'm not sure, but yeah, we delegated the tasks and it works out good. We have fun. We're trying new things, but main thing is we just try to have fun. So it's all good. So in the spirit of learning new things and challenging, you got to keep growing. So I don't mind.
Yeah. I mean, and you guys are, actually have in-person guests, and you guys are together. Hopefully, me and Rob will get there at some point.
Yeah, it's definitely different in person. There's a vibe, and us being in Southern California, it's kind of like a hub for people traveling in and out. So I can't complain. You're gonna meet new people, make network like crazy, and people are excited to get their story out. So and just have fun. So we try to bring something new, like you guys, where it's just it's kind of off the cuff and a little more relaxed. Not too much of that Q&A type of stuff, but so it works out pretty good. So far so good. We haven't got banned off yet.
Hashtag canceled,
dude. Yeah, no, like I was listening to your guys'. I think it was either 57 or 56, one of your newest ones. Like I caught up and listened to the last two today while I was driving around, and I was like, these fuckers are gonna get demonetized, like playing all the music and stuff in the background, because we already had that happen to us. Like they took one of our entire episodes down for but we were displaying shit. We were actually displaying the
video.
like UFC fight, like part of it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
be careful with that.
It's one of those things where you just kind of put a toe in the water and see what happens.
Yeah, see what happens. Especially with YouTube.
I can't believe how smart YouTube is when you do it knows there's a copyright infringement. Like it knows there's music. Like how it happened. Like I mean, obviously,
you know how much money they have in that algorithm, though?
Dude, that is just weird. It's just scary. And I was listening to the latest Joe Rogan with he's a doctor, professor, and he was going into that stuff today. It was pretty gnarly. Don't use Google. So
yeah.
Nowadays though, everything's fucking tracked. Every movement you do, every little thing you look at is tracked.
Oh, it's scary. It's scary.
Yeah. Oh, Paul, do us a favor. Give us a little backstory for those who don't listen to Potty Mouth. That way they kind of know who you are. Just a minor summary, and then we'll get into your full story here in a little bit.
Yeah. Once again, I'm Paul, aka the Alpha Instinct. Just kind of a guy, just a dude. Joined the Navy at 18. It was always something I wanted to do since I was a kid. Joined in 2002. Got out in 2006. Later in my life, had some things, jobs, and then became a lineman, and kind of got hurt. Had to take some time off. Got hurt. Kind of started dabbling in grilling and photography, and from that channel, I met my buddy Spencer, and then we kind of started a podcast. So, in a quick, long story short, that's my life, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's a good summary. We like doing it at the beginning of episodes because I don't know about you guys, but we ask people sometimes for like feedback, mainly offline. Like we'll actually reach out to a couple of the people that are listening, and I think it was like I can't remember who it was, but one person was like, "You guys talk so much at the beginning and just bullshit so much. We have no idea who your fucking guest is, and it'd be nice to know who they are at the beginning so I can figure out if it's an
Before you get an
episode that
hour
I'm
in.
interested." Yeah. So
No, I get it. You get caught up in the you forget that the audience knows nothing about your guest, and you get caught up in the moment.
Yeah. Like we know you pretty well, and you know us pretty well, but a lot of people don't know that we all three know each other very well. And I just got a couple of new listeners that are probably listening for their first time this episode. So I think it was important to make sure we knew who you were, because someone was asking me. She's like, "Well, who's your guest?" I'm like, "Well, if you listen to the podcast, you'll find out."
And and then at first, your first move would have been to say the guest name, but now you guys are becoming seasoned, and you're like, just go back to the podcast, and that's cool.
Yeah, just go to that podcast. Just go listen to it.
Yeah. And then one of the other things that we were talking about in we call it our little like green room, is it's so nice to see your face. Like,
yeah.
It is so nice to see Paul smile, his beard, his eyes.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy to see like a straightforward shot. Like I'm looking at Paul right now. I'm not used to this. Like I'm used to seeing those giant forearms like grilling and shit. And yeah, dude, like, or your freaking awesome dog. Like you have such a handsome dog too. Husky, right?
Yeah, he's a full Siberian Husky. Let me tell you a story, and I haven't shared this yet, so I'm kind of excited. So the whole mystique, the whole don't show the face, it's been with me forever. In high school, I was a junior. I was I took a break, or I was going to the bathroom or something like that, and the seniors were all lined up for their senior photo. Granted, I was a junior at this time. My buddies were in that senior class, and they kind of invited me over. So I snuck in there, and so in the class photo, I'm with the seniors. So in my senior year, I was not in the yearbook. So ever since then, it was just kind of one of those things where I've just been a goofball, and I kind of enjoyed it. It was kind of funny. And if you go to my page, The Alpha Instinct, you really don't see too much of me. The main goal for this page was to be an outlet and a way to express myself. So I try to stick to food. There's my story's a little more animated, but as far as my post concerned, I just kind of stick to the food and my dog, and I kind of got some other stuff going on. I'll be sharing that, but as far as in my posts are concerned, so it's fun. Instagram's been fun, been nice to me, but I get people all the time saying they're surprised when they see me, or kind of put two and two together. So it's pretty funny. It's pretty cool. I'll probably stay that way forever. So I don't think anyone can talk me out of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
the first time I saw your face was like a Instagram story. I was like, oh, he does have a face.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, no, and I'm used to, like, if you're in a picture, it's usually like a side angle, like it's a profile shot. It's not like straight on. So it's like really cool to like see you like make eye contact and have a conversation with you. Because I mean, we've been friends for over a year now, through like socials, and I don't know, like I feel like I know you and Spencer really well, even though we all have never met in person. So it's cool to like have a face-to-face conversation, kind of.
It doesn't help when I get a guy who's in the other side of the camera being Spencer, and when he's a camera whore, and he loves the camera. He does good. We'll link up from time to time and take some photos, and it works out pretty good. But yeah, I like being behind the camera, and it's kind of weird being on this side of the mic as a guest. So that's why I'm drinking a little heavy tonight.
Hey man,
are you
cheers,
nervous
dude.
or something?
No, it's just I told you guys, I'm not very cool. There's nothing cool to my story. So I mean, to get me on as a guest is kind of weird, but hey man, I get it. Let's hang out.
Yeah, no, honestly, man, like some of our guests that have said that they thought they weren't going to be interesting guests have actually turned out to be some of our better episodes, to be
Like
completely
last
honest.
episode.
Whose last
Tony.
episode? That was Tony.
Tony.
Yeah. Tony. Yeah, Tony was
welcome,
really good.
Welcome to Earth, Rob.
Dude, I forget everything, man. I have brain damage, dude. So, and we've been doing this a lot. So
That's his excuse at least.
Yeah.
No, it
But
doesn't.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, everything kind of blurs together at a certain point too. Like, I know you get it because you guys constantly are cranking out episodes too. But let's get into some of our segments, and let's go first into weekend adventures. So I usually like to start this off with like, Austin, what did you do this weekend?
The same little shit as
nothing.
usual. Yep, same little shit
Nothing.
as usual. I mean, next weekend I plan on doing some shit.
What are you doing next weekend?
Well, Friday's my birthday, so.
Oh yeah.
Oh
man.
shit! Yeah, that's right.
Happy
It's finally
birthday.
gonna be 30.
I'll be 30 years old on Friday.
Man. No, there's no looking back.
I know, right?
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, so I plan on going to see the new Spider-Man probably.
Big
That's
Spider-Man?
a weekend adventure.
Well, and then I don't know. We'll figure it out from there. I mean, I know that's one of the things we're gonna do though.
We have different ideologies on weekend adventures.
I know, Rob. It's okay.
But you're in Wyoming, right, or something?
No, he's in the Grand Canyon.
No, you, Austin.
No, I'm in Oregon.
Oh.
I used to be in Wyoming.
I might 30 minutes from the.
That's how the stories got twisted.
Oh, how are you guys talking shit on California and you're in Oregon, Austin?
I'm in the good part.
There's no good part. He's lying.
I'm not in Portland, so we're good.
Oh,
So
better.
all right, a weekend
Rob,
adventure.
Are you
Go
going
ahead.
with your? Oh, no, are you going with yours?
With what?
Your weekend adventure? I'm still. I guess I'm still in the show.
No, we're gonna ask you.
Paul's
next.
taking over. He's trying to take over our podcast.
Paul's ready to start hosting. Paul,
take off your host hat.
Take off your host hat. Let us interview you.
All right.
All right. So, what did you say at the beginning? I was like, dude, I'm so excited to have you on, man. I've been waiting for this. This is gonna be awesome. You're like, what did you say about like, don't let me let you down, or like it might be disappointing or something like that?
Low expectations.
Low expectations. All right. Low expectations on this episode. The whiskey is flowing. You're drinking Sister Dale. I cracked open a bottle of Angel's Envy.
Yeah.
And
you already forgot? Jeez.
Yeah, I forget everything. Anyways, what were you up to last weekend, and or what do you got coming up this weekend?
Last week was pretty chill. I owed some photos to a few companies, so took some photos, took some content. I'll be going through that. Hung out with the wife, hung out with the dog. She decided she wanted to clean the garage, so it was.
Don't you love it when they do that?
Yeah, it was great. So I encourage that spring cleaning a little early, and then get that trash can and just start throwing everything away. But then there were some good football games on too, so the playoffs were on.
Yeah, we're gonna actually. I have that in trending news actually that we're gonna talk about.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So that's all I did. But for me, that's good. Sitting back, grilling, hanging out at the house. I'm fine with that too. So.
Okay, what about you?
What were some of the things that you were grilling over the weekend?
Let's see. I did a queso. So a cheese. A queso.
A what? Stop saying shit like we know what you're talking about.
Queso.
Wait, queso?
Queso.
Wait.
Queso. We're not Mexican here. We don't know what you're saying.
Queso.
This is an English podcast.
I love Mexican food, but I have no idea what you're saying.
That's pretty wide as it gets. I mean, you can get queso at Taco Bell.
Yeah, Austin ate this weekend.
Yeah, good old Oregon Mexican food, huh, Austin?
Hey, I love Mexican food.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it's good shit. Yeah, I did some queso, and I'll be working on that reel. What else did I do? New York strip. So it's pretty chill. I got some other kind of new products that this company gave me, and I'm trying to trying to rack my brain on how to incorporate that, but it was kind of an easy day. So, but I love it. I mean, I could sit obviously behind the grill all day.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to grill?
I'll tri-tip.
Tri-tip, yeah, that's always good.
Tri-tip or ribeye, yeah, it's my specialty. That's kind of what got Spencer on my fan club. I grilled him a ribeye, and he about ate the bone. So
yeah,
it was pretty
good. You have a Traeger, or what do you use?
So I started off with a smoker. I got a Green Mountain Grill smoker. Just it's kind of like it's like a Traeger if you're not familiar.
Yeah, just pellet grill.
Yeah, I know it is.
That pellet grill. From there, you kind of feel a little weak and not so primal. So I moved over to a Weber kettle. And it's just your basic dome grill, charcoal, and I love it. I love it. I cook 90% of my meats on there. Weber kettle's tried and true. It's won national championships and state competitions with a few accessories, but I love it. There's no moving parts. It doesn't break. Hose it off, fill it back up, and you're ready to grill again. And they cost $200. So I've sold probably about 10 of them on my own. So I'm waiting for Weber to hook me up with some residuals. But yeah, for the most part, my pellet grill just kind of sits there, and I'll use it from time to time. So it's a good Dutch oven.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people that do
easy.
like grilling for like professionally use the Weber kettles.
Weber kettles are there's a peak. Another one that's really good is a PK grill. Same concept where it's a two where you can bust it up in two zones, indirect to direct heat. That's kind of primarily how I cook. So, but I won't bore you guys with all that science.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean,
No. Actually, I have a bunch of questions on it, but we wanted to bring up your page.
So
some of your amazing food photography here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Click on that steak at the top.
Which one?
And then I had a question for you, Paul.
Yeah.
No, the one with the green sauce.
Oh, this one with the chimichurri.
Yeah, jalapeno. It's a jalapeno chimichurri.
Oh, jalapeno chimichurri.
Yeah.
There you go. Got that good. Dude, reload rub is absolutely amazing. Like I use those whenever I make burgers. We use those on our burgers, and we put them on the Traeger. And it's so good.
Yeah, Reload, they're great people. Joel and Stacy, they're awesome. And those rubs are just fire.
Yeah, they're amazing.
So my question to you is, what type of charcoal do you use? I'm assuming you don't use like lighter fluid. Like what's some of the tricks to like charcoaling, like grilling? Because I know how to smoke, I know how to grill with gas, but I'm not good with charcoal.
Good question, Rob. I kind of pride myself on what's easy, and I'm super a convenient guy. If it's on my way home, then I'm all about it. So my wife likes to drive out of the way to go 10 different places for Austin shaking his head. But charcoal's super easy. A lot of people are discouraged by it. It's a messy or it's this and that. I pre-light it in a chimney. To answer your question, Rob, I use either Kingsford's a good briquette charcoal. You can find it everywhere. I kind of like that consistency. But the king of charcoal is a lump charcoal. It burns good. It's hot. It burns for a long time, and you can control it really good. There's some interesting stuff that is said to be in briquette charcoal. So, I mean, I don't know. By this time in my life, I've probably eaten worse and inhaled some worse shit. So, but lump charcoal, I usually use cowboy charcoal. It's good stuff. It's real. Sometimes you'll get big sticks or little twigs, but that stuff's pretty good. I put it in a chimney, and I don't use lighter fluid. They have starters. You can use like a wax starter or like a little more natural fiber kind of starter. I just use that, and once the chimney turns, once the charcoals turn like a white type of bluish ash, then they're good to go. And you put them in the Weber kettle or whatever grill you have, and the kind of rule is to put them in the grill and set it for about 10 minutes to let it just kind of pan out and get the temperature it needs to be. I let the vent open up, and like I said, most of the time I use a indirect to direct grill method, which means I put all my charcoal on one side. and it works out good. I can control it, and I like stuff with a char. But my biggest tip is use a thermometer. So grill for temperature, not for time.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I recently got a thermometer for my grill, and my steaks have been coming out better. Plus, I think you saw, like, I did like a salmon recipe the other day that came out pretty fucking good. With ended up putting down like a bunch of oranges on the grill as like the plate for it, and we ended up making, it was bourbon, brown sugar, bacon bites, like chopping up bacon, and I can't remember what else mixed into it. Like, I think maybe it was like a cinnamon. We kind of did that as like a glaze for the top of the salmon, and it was pretty fucking good. I almost felt as cool as you.
No,
Almost.
Salmon's the way to go. Salmon is so good, and you can salmon takes on its flavor, and that brown sugar on salmon. Oh gosh, it's so good. And that's a good call, using the oranges as a is it like a
Plate
little
or whatever.
yeah, like an inhibitor of the flame or the heat source is cool. So
Yeah, I mean, thank you, Instagram, because I found like a 15-second reel on it. I was like, we're gonna try this, and there was a lot of fuck ups along the way, and then the videos that went online looked amazing, and it actually tastes amazing. But like getting like the proper like mixture of the glaze was such a pain in the ass, because we're using like a cast iron skillet. We're trying to like get like the right consistency, and then first we overboiled it, and then we undercooked it, and then we added too much sugar. And like after like the third time, like, because the guy's like doing it in like 2 seconds. He's like, add sugar, add this, add that, and then boom, voila, done. I'm like, motherfucker, like, give me some real details. Like,
that's kind of the bad thing about Instagram cook videos. They make it look pretty easy. And sometimes you need that step in between. But quick tip is, watch out when you use like a glaze or anything sugar based. It will burn. You know, you'll burn it. So you gotta. That's kind of why you have to play with the internal temp and understand what your end process is and what you want. Or you can do a tri-tip and just cook it indirect, and you'll have the inside temperature right, but the outside is gonna look raw as fuck, and it's not very appealing. So that's because I made that mistake before. So.
Learning along the way.
Oh,
right. Yeah. So where do you get most of your recipes? Is it just from the top of your head, or?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, most of the top of my head. And kind of cool thing is my following is a lot of the eastern or the central part of the United States. So some of the flavors and the style of cooking I'm used to, it's my second nature. I like to incorporate kind of my style, what I've been brought up to. My dad. I have very fond memories of my dad cooking on a gas grill, carne asada, if you will, and he'd have Coors Lights, and he was always let me sip on the Coors Light at a young age, and those are kind of some of my cool memories with my dad of hanging out and barbecuing with him. So, but just those recipes or those flavors that I grew up with and my family used. Obviously, me being Mexican, have a little bit more of a culture flair. So I'm trying to incorporate those in my dishes. But yeah, I mean, I get inspired by other food bloggers or recipes. I like to try to combine some. I like to try to be outside the box, but most of the time we're just copycatting each other, and there's only so many ways you can cook a ribeye, but
right,
or a whole chicken. But I have fun. I love it, and you're gonna eat at some point, so might as well make it fun and make it sexy.
right. And then another question was, have you ever thought about doing like catering or anything? Or is that or a food truck, or is that off, or is that completely left field for you?
No, I think when you start off and when people really celebrate your food, and that's kind of where food is really great. I really do feel like, even though I do co-host a podcast and I'm coming on here with you guys, I feel like I do have a social gap. I'm not socially outgoing. I don't talk to people online. I don't talk to people at the gym. I just kind of mind my own business and I do my thing. But for somehow on a podcast, I can turn it on. But my main thing, I stick to my goal for Instagram. It was meant to share a passion of mine and to express myself in a way I don't think I could have verbally. So it's open
Okay.
doors. Yeah, food's open doors uh, to many places that I didn't think I can go just because of interacting with people. It's a great icebreaker. But to answer your question, Austin, I've never really thought of a food truck or catering. I've always wanted to keep this a passion project. I think once you put money involved in anything,
Yeah.
you can kind of lose that passion. But people, people do it all the time. They're super passionate about going to work and doing everything. But I'm happy with being a backyard barbecuer. I've had opportunity to do some classes or host some stuff. I still might take those opportunities, but if they don't happen, it's totally fine with it. I love cooking for my family. I love cooking for friends. I love when my dad comes over. I love to wow people. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. It's a cool hobby. I love meat. So not in a non-perverted way, Rob.
I was gonna say you
I
were
was about
in
to
the
say the same
Navy.
thing, so it's okay.
Navy over here. We'll get into that. We'll get into how much you really love the meat.
I love
And
cooking.
He loves his semen. It's okay.
I love cooking meat.
Yeah.
And then the last one I want to ask is, what about a cookbook?
Good question. Yeah, that's kind
I
of
mean,
the way to go.
that's like every barbecuers and cooks like.
Yeah, it is. But for me, the photography, and a little bit of the videos, the reels of or the videography, are kind of where my passion is. There's kind of a theme, kind of different that sets. I think it's a little different from other food bloggers. Is I try to show more like a more intimate side. I know it sounds kind of weird, but there's with
the more
the
intimate side of your meat.
yeah, exactly. Just a different side. Maybe with my angles or with my color scheme or just kind of how I shoot with my hand or my arms in the photo. Just kind of stuff like that. It just kind of comes natural, and I try to shoot it that way. But in the near future, I don't know if cookbooks in my future there, but it'd be kind of fun. But right now, my passion is just cooking in the backyard and taking the photos.
Okay, yeah, because I definitely think you could do a cookbook good, especially with your photos.
Save some money there, huh?
Yeah. I mean, do you know who Dennis the Prescott is?
Yeah, Dennis.
Okay,
Yeah.
I figured. I mean, so
Yeah, he's got a great style, lay flat style, very
yeah.
open style, really cool. And that's the preparation it takes for that is amazing. Obviously, he's probably making a killing for his. He's probably at what, almost $1 million or no, or he's at 200.
Well, he has two Netflix shows.
Oh, say there you go. Yeah.
So I mean,
that's pretty good. Yeah.
but he started out the same way you did.
Yeah.
Like he started out just doing it for fun, and then now he's huge.
I think that's how all of us kind of start, and it's just kind of what. And Rob, I mean, you kind of towed your line in that with that how you wanted to progress your page, where you went with a title or not. And
Yeah,
I think that's kind
ended
of
up going with the title.
yeah, but it's kind of sets yourself up. Like, what do you want it to be? You want it to be something fun, or is it something you stress about and you're trying to monetize? Either way, it's good. But I think once you make the commitment to either keep it fun or monetize it, you got to go all in. But you have to understand you can lose that passion. So, in my opinion,
mine was from the angle of I got a buddy out here who ended up, I think I told you guys, he ended up getting the Sony A7 IV, like the brand new camera that came out in December. And he's been handling the photography. He's been doing a lot of the videography. I don't know if you've seen some of my reels or whatever. Like they definitely have progressed. Jordan, the one-legged, I can't remember what's his
Wonder.
Yeah, one-legged wonder called me yesterday and we're bullshitting because like we might meet up in a couple weeks. And he's like, Rob, he's like, I gotta tell you something. He's like, I don't mean this disrespectfully. Your content's gotten a lot better. He's like, whatever you're doing for like photography and videos, he's like, it just looks a lot smoother, a lot nicer. And part of that, and that's why I reached out to you and Spencer on it too, is because like I want to dip my feet into it, and then if I can figure out a way to monetize it or somehow monetize the drone footage and maybe do either mapping, or I don't know exactly what I want to do with it, but I don't want it just to be like a page about Allie and I. Like, oh, I guess it is a page about Allie and I, but I don't know. Like, it's more of like I'm doing all the fucking cool traveling out here and shit, and I'm trying to showcase it because, truthfully, like, I want anyone to see that and think that they can do it, and I want people to come out and visit. I was telling Austin the other day, I've already had 4 people come visit me out here, and I'm pretty sure 3 of them, Paul, just because we're all like mutual friends and shit. And it's been so much nicer take that back, 5, because Carla brought a girlfriend with her. I've had more people visit me here because, you were saying like LA's kind of a hub. Arizona definitely has a hub vibe too. I mean, I got Spencer's like 4 hours south of me from Invicta, and I just want people motivated to like get outdoors and see the national parks and do shit outside because, I obviously have the passion about like suicide awareness with Save Our Six. So I'm trying to like tailor it in that angle. And if I monetize it in some way, cool. If I don't, like, it's not the end of the world. I already make pretty good money at my job. But yeah, so.
No, I get it. And no, you're right. It's a form of expression for you. And like you said, as a vet or just trying to get mental self-care or mental help to yourself and to other guys, it's important you express yourself the way you feel right. I do it through my food. Like I said, I feel like it helps me bridge a gap that I can't get verbally. And that I didn't realize until I started cooking. So, and I enjoy the outdoors as much as you do. And being in Arizona, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty unique. So, and for the record, I'm closer to San Diego than I am LA. So
you don't count
bad,
LA,
man. Isn't California all LA?
Like
a thing?
Yeah.
Fuck LA and San Francisco. I do not go to LA if I don't have to.
It's okay. I feel you, Paul. It's like saying it's like saying Oregon is just Portland.
Well, it is, but
it is. It is. We've already discussed this.
I said, yeah.
No, actually, I did a cybersecurity boot camp in San Diego, and I was out there for.
Yep.
I was out there for like 8 or 9 days, and it was fucking awesome. Like, so many breweries, so many places. Like, coming from Alaska to go to that place, it was just like overload.
San Diego's a beautiful city. Unfortunately, politics take its toll on and ruin everything. What is that?
Oh yeah,
everything woke turns to shit. But San Diego is still kind of free. They've had some problems with their mayor and all that kind of stuff. But San Diego's beautiful. And where Spencer and I are at, where I live, it's an hour from the beach, an hour from the mountains, an hour from the desert, an hour from a city. Choose whatever you want to eat. You're gonna have the best of anything. So it's a hard.
That's the only good thing about California is the food scene.
Yeah. Oh,
it's the only good thing about California.
No, dude. I would go with what Paul was like leaning on there. They literally have all the environments. You have desert, you have mountains, you have beach, you have cities. Like, California's legit, and like millions and millions of people were constantly moving there until kind of like government got involved and shit went sideways, and you guys had all these crazy fucking mandates. And
I guess you can't even get a U-Haul.
Really?
What?
Yeah, you can't even get a U-Haul. They're all just leaving. It's the only time in like 10 years that we've had a negative or a drop in population, people not moving here. So people are leaving by the droves. They're getting out of here.
Fuck you, California.
Yeah, but you hear a lot of people saying, like, if you're coming from California to our spot, don't bring your fucking politics.
Right.
Like, you voted for that.
I know
shit.
they're all moving up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're moving. they're moving to Oregon. They're moving to Nevada. They're moving to Arizona. They're moving to Texas, like the Austin area, and like Arizona minus like Flagstaff is a pretty right-leaning state, which has been nice coming from like a military background and going somewhere where I feel like I fit in. But every time I go to Flagstaff, or even out here sometimes in the Grand Canyon, I would say I count probably about like 50 to 100 California plates a day. And I'm like, is this motherfucker visiting or leaving?
No,
Like,
shake them down. Give them the
shake 'em down.
rundown.
Get the fuck out of my town.
Yeah, make sure they
I mean,
pass.
you also live at like one of the most visited spots in like the United States.
I don't give a fuck. This is where I live. They need to leave. Did you guys see like when I was first doing the whole entire like I live in the Grand Canyon, I live in Arizona, this place is awesome, and then someone messaged me who lived here and they're like, Rob, please stop telling everyone how fucking cool Arizona is. Like
It's
you're
terrible.
gonna
Don't
influence
move
people to
there.
fucking move here. So then I started making videos about how like Arizona is fucking terrible. Don't fucking move here unless you're on a list.
I'm on
It's been approved by Allie and I.
I'm in an undisclosed location.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
there's only 5 million people a year that visit the Grand Canyon. So
God dang.
So
that's it.
we on one of the episodes we did with Sam, the Canadian chick, we were doing like top visited places in Canada, top visited places in America from like a foreigner perspective, like either going to Canada or being from anywhere in the world. The number one place in the world that people want to visit, we thought was going to be like New York City. It wasn't. It was Grand Canyon. Like if I go out that window and walk like 5 minutes, it's like somewhere over there.
Somewhere over there.
It's a really deep hole.
It's wild. People, it's in like the desert we have over here. We have Joshua Tree, and the Joshua Tree is like
where all the hippies go.
Yeah, I mean, but I want to go. It's beautiful, and the sunsets. The Joshua Tree is like it's a protected species, if you will, and people from other countries they love that desert scene, and they're just not acclimated to all these types of climates we have here in California. So
just put them in Death Valley for a week, and then it'll be good.
I want to go take some photos out there. Obviously, not
you're
in
do it in the middle of summer, right?
No.
I'm going next month probably. How far of a drive is it for you? Because it's like 4 or 5 for me.
It's probably 6, I think. So you're probably closer.
Yeah.
Good luck.
We should. Yeah, no, I want to go before it gets hot out there. That's like, I have a fucking like playlist of shit. Like almost every other weekend, I'm in a different either national park, state park, or anywhere from southern Utah to anywhere in Arizona. We're in New Mexico. Yeah, just I want to get out and get as much like drone footage as possible, and that's been challenging quite a bit too. And you put up some good drone content the other day.
Yeah, it's not too. I don't. I use my drone a little more for work. But for my page, it's a little hit or miss. Trying to incorporate it's kind of fun. So, but I do like to incorporate it. It's good B-roll into any kind of photo or the reel or anything you got. Sorry, I'm feeling this whiskey already. But
slurring the words. When are you gonna go pee? Can we talk about your pee?
No,
story?
I'm good.
As soon as you leave the pee.
I was telling you guys in the green room, if as long as I don't, with the thing with Spencer and I is we pregame, and while we set up, I have a Coors Light or some type of light beer, Busch Light or something, and whatever is in light beer, it just runs right through me. So I'm on whiskey kick right now, so I'm good. But actually, I'll be starting 75 hard on February 1st. So I've been prepping myself with a gallon of water. I feel fucking amazing, but goddamn, a gallon of water is
it's a
brutal.
lot.
It's a lot.
It sucks.
Yeah. I
that
heard
was
you mention it.
Yeah, that was my and Rob's biggest like hurdle, or the only thing we did not like. It's
dude,
way too
trying to play in a hockey tournament when you're like the starting center or like the second line center. So literally have the most ice time. I'm like taking a face off, getting ready to take a face off. I'm like, fuck, I gotta piss so goddamn bad right now.
Austin, was that the first flex for Rob? Was that flex number 1?
I mean, who's always
There we go. Flex number 1.
We started
Do you
flex
know-
jar with Spencer.
I'm saying,
you guys started a
you know
flex
his
jar.
ego?
Austin doesn't know because he doesn't keep up with your episodes. Like that's the difference.
That's
Like
fine.
I
That's fine.
support you
I'm
guys.
way behind.
I'm literally wearing a Send Butter shirt. I know you're technically not Send Butter, but shout out Spencer.
I have
No
mine in
free
my
shout-outs.
closet.
There you go. No free shoutouts. No, yeah, the gallon is hard, and anyone who drinks gallon of water or half gallon you're my idol. But it might be a lifestyle change for me because I love the way I feel. I love the way my energy is natural energy, and I feel like my workouts have gained that much more of intensity, and my muscles feel a lot more dense. So I think it was kind of my missing key, my missing leg to the pyramid, I guess. Pyramids don't have legs, but
I mean, I drink water in the form of coffee.
that dehydrates you, dumbass. Coffee
It's still hot water.
dehydrates you.
What's coffee
That's
called?
like-
A diuretic?
That's
Yeah.
yeah, literally a diuretic because it flows through you. It's not keeping your hydration, Austin.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Wait, hang
You know
on.
what?
But that Invicta bourbon pecan coffee. Ooh, I'm not big on like pecan foo shit, but that bourbon pecan, yeah, that bourbon pecan coffee hits.
So glad you brought that up because the next thing that we're actually going to do is a promo, and like you guys,
I thought you were
we
gonna say
have an official.
coffee enema.
Oh.
Oh, you have to do that live on the podcast, Paul.
We're gonna do it afterwards. We're gonna do an Instagram live, and you're gonna do a coffee enema, and we're gonna at Invicta. Anyways, before this gets too off the rails and we fuck this up, we forgot to do at the beginning of our episode our official sponsor of the podcast, and that is Invicta Coffee. Right now, if you guys want to receive a percentage off of some amazing coffee, as Paul was just bringing up, please go to invictacoffee.co. Is it .co? Am I fucking this up?
It's
.com.
.co.
No, I'm thinking of like a
Were they
different company
Colombian?
that we work with. Whatever, man. I'm thinking of another company, that pet company. And I'm a little bit buzzed from the fucking whiskey. So go there, use our promo code Fight Like Hell. It's not the FLH. Dyslexia is kicking in too. No, it's actually just use the promo code. Use the promo code Fight Like Hell and save some money. The cool thing about Spencer is if you go back, I think like 3 episodes we had him on. He's also from Arizona. He's a former infantry guy. Automatically better than Navy.
Whoa.
Whoa, shots fired. And he's been running his coffee to help reduce like suicide awareness, veteran-owned coffee. Really fucking cool, dude. We support, and that's pretty much the coffee I drink every fucking morning now. So there we go. That was our promo.
Good job.
Killed it.
Dude, that was the most fucked up promo I've ever done.
You're gonna have to pay him to
hey man, I was listening to your guys' podcast today, like episode 57, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to Spencer do like the promos at the beginning, and I'm like, he sounds so fucking professional now. Because like at the beginning, like your first like handful of episodes, when you guys started getting sponsors, I'm like, yeah, they're just bullshitting their way through this, but they're getting the information out, and that's funny content. But like, I was like sitting there in the back of my head trying to remember a couple of things like Spencer said in his promotion, and I'm like, no, but I got to do it my promotion. So I was like confusing myself while I was doing the promotion.
Yeah, definitely. Podcasting is a learning experience. It's trial and error.
Experience.
Experience. Yeah, that was
Experience.
Spanglish. Experian.com. Shout out free Experian. Yeah, trial and error is podcasting. So I think we may have hit a groove. We're kind of working on some things. We did some rebranding after the year, so it's always good to kind of step back and reevaluate. And we kind of came together and trying to give these sponsors a little
These
bit.
Spencers.
These Spencers a little more credit. Yeah.
What we're gonna do is we're just gonna clip your ad from your podcast and put it on ours.
There we go.
Do it, man. That's fine. And
then we'll like at the end when it's like and use potty mouth, we'll just be like fight like hell.
Bleep.
And then it goes back to Spencer.
That's the best. Yeah, the coffee's amazing, and it's for a good cause.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. And speaking of military, let's get into like your backstory a little bit more in detail because, I mean, I know that you bring it up on Potty Mouth, but I also feel like you guys concentrate on your guests so much that I haven't heard like a full detailed story about your military background, and like I would love to dive into that, talk about like
how many seamen
military background.
Yeah,
how you found your love for meat.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Yeah, I'd be happy to. I'm super proud of my service. From a young age, I always remember dressing up as in camouflage, loving the movies. I knew from an early age it was going to be something I wanted to do. As far as the Navy was concerned, I knew I was going to go in the service. At what branch I was going to go into, it didn't really matter. I met with the Marine recruiter. I met with the Army recruiter. And then I finally met with the Navy recruiter. And he's like, if you want to travel, here's your ticket. And which is kind of good. Hindsight, I did the most traveling that I could ever imagine. Seems like all you fucking Army guys either go to Georgia or Germany. So, it was pretty good.
You know nothing. It's okay.
No. Yeah. So, I was a senior in high school, September 11th, 2001. I remember like yesterday, I was getting ready for school. And, obviously the Twin Towers, were taken down by terrorists. It was still kind of a new thing for us to kind of digest it. It was for me to digest at that age, about what impact those events would happen. Obviously now I have opinion about that day and what happened, but that's neither here nor there. So I was 17 at that time. I went to the recruiter just to speed things up and went down, took my ASVAB. Actually, I took my ASVAB when I was in school. I don't know how you guys did it, but I scored bad. And I got my ASVAB score because I wanted to get out of class. So I scored really low. So I tried to take my ASVAB again, and then my recruiter was like, "No, you can't take it again. You're going to score worse." So I kind of went in.
What the fuck? That's a fucked up thing to say to someone.
Yeah. It was,
that's terrible.
Continue. My story is going to get weirder, and you guys are going to be surprised that I'm still super.
Now the question is, did you take it on a computer or did you take it with pencil and paper?
The first time, to age myself, yes, I did take it on pencil and paper. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am 38 years old.
I'm older than you, man.
Oh, man. Fuck yeah. Old guys rule.
Yep.
Anyways, so I went in under a program. I don't know if the Navy still has it, but it's undesignated. So you kind of go in, just kind of a crapshoot. You got to choose your rate, choose your fate, as they say in the Navy. So I ended up leaving to boot camp on September 10th, 2002. Arrived to boot camp September 11th, 2002. So a year after the terrorist attacks of 9/11. It was a big deal. It just happened that way too. It was a date I choose. I could either left September that day, September 11th, or it was like October 20th, and I was ready to go. It was the soonest day I could have left. I got to boot camp, did my thing. Like I said, got undesignated. My first command was the USS Ticonderoga CG-47 at Pascagoula, Mississippi. It's one of the first Ticonderoga class. It was the first Ticonderoga class cruisers. It was the first combat Navy vessel with Aegis combat system, which is just a cool way to track and guide enemy targets. I was with that ship until it decommissioned in 2004. But in that time, we did some drug operations in the Gulf of Mexico. Super cool experience. Went everywhere from Hawaii to Puerto Rico to Colombia. Man, it was just wild. I got some crazy photos. But like I said, Ticonderoga decommissioned in 2004. From there, I went to the Benfold DDG 65. It was the 15th ship in the Arleigh.
What do all these numbers mean? Like, you're talking to a bunch of dumb grunts. Like, we're infantry.
And honestly,
what was your job too?
Like Navy people, like they say all these ships. I was like, how the fuck do you remember?
What the fuck does that even mean? Like, break this down. Like, realize that, like, first off, Army's better, minus some football. But second off, no, like I have an interest in it. Like, I actually want to catch some of this. So I had one question before the story like wanders too deep into it.
Yep.
You said that you went into basic unassigned. So like you didn't have, do you guys call it MOSs or what do you guys call it for a job?
Good question. It's called rates. And yes, I went unassigned and the goal. Yeah.
And you said, choose your rate, choose your fate or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know if the Army has a term where it's like,
no, we pick our MOSs usually before we leave.
Unlike Spencer, who just was a crapshoot and went in.
Well, I mean, ideally, I would have liked to, and this is kind of like my story will kind of evolve where I'm in my Navy career. Anyone asks me for advice, the first thing I say is get a mentor. Just get a mentor. And now in work, I'm in a position where I work with or I try to be a mentor for the younger generation, and I'm like, I may not be your mentor, but please find someone because it's going to save you a lot of headache. And you guys will see why with my story. It's kind of a weird story. And I really lost a lot of good time in my life because I didn't have a mentor. You're just 18 years old and you're doing your thing.
Yeah. No. And I apologize. Like, I wasn't trying to interrupt the story. It's just, there were so many things I had as questions. I was like, what the fuck is a rate? Which is an MOS for the military. And for those of you that don't understand MOS or rate, what we're talking about is like a job. Jesus,
military
articulate words. Yeah, it's an occupation. So the rate for the Navy is how you're picking your job. And you got a rate when you got out of basic and went to your first vessel. What was that job? And then explain that vessel, please.
Right. So to answer your question or to kind of correct you, I did not have a rate.
Thank you.
I did not have a rate. So the program I went under was identified as an undesignated. I was kind of a floater. I was able to choose my rate at my command. It's kind of a weird program. I don't know if it still exists. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Like I said, I did not have a mentor. I was guided vaguely. I was a yes sir. I was a yes man. And that could kind of bite you in the ass. So obviously now things have changed. I'm a free thinker. I believe in self-resilience. Is that allowed in
California?
A little bit, yeah, yeah, very little. That's why I'm in closed quarters here.
Okay.
So where the story gets kind of weird is, so I started working in the engine room. The goal was to work as a D-seaman, a damage controlman. They put out the fires. They do like the HULL hull replacement or repair. If there's a seawater leak, they're kind of first on scene. That was kind of my goal, because the goal was to transition out of the Navy and become a firefighter. I'll get to that story. So I ended up working in the engine room. I loved it. We're working with gas turbines. If you've never been on a Navy vessel, the engine room is huge. It's amazing. It's crazy. There's a lot of things going on. It's loud. You're sweaty. You're cold because
What's the average temperature in an engine room?
it depends on the seawater. If the seawater's hot, it's gonna be fucking hot as balls, and you're gonna be walking around in your skivvies and trying to stay cool. But the cool thing about the engine room is if the ship loses water, and that does happen sometimes, especially if you like my first ship, I was on a ship with a waste heat boiler. The water has to go to the engine room. Number one. So when there was times that we couldn't, when a waste heat boiler went down and we couldn't use water for showering, we always kind of were able to take a shower. You Army guys, I know showering was kind of like few and far between. You guys like
What is
having
that?
smelly asses. Yeah. But
No,
Navy guys,
that's just your co-host, man, who doesn't use soap.
that's true. Yeah, you've been
We
good.
forgot to bring that up. We forgot to grill him on that, but continue your story.
He would have been a good Army guy, not showering. So anyways, I go to take the test, and for what's called GSM, gas turbine system mechanic. I fell in love with it. The people down there were great. It was a pretty select group of guys as far as camaraderie, and I enjoyed it. So I go to take the test. It comes back invalid. Fast forward again. It comes back invalid again. 3 times this test comes back invalid. This is over a 2-year period. Nothing happens. I don't know. I don't know what questions to ask. I'm young. I'm 18, 19 years old. I don't know what questions to ask. I put my head down. I go back to work. Fast forward, that ship decommissions. I go to another command, USS Benfold, DDG-65. It's a newer ship. I go to the engine room. I'm still undesignated. I have no job. If you're undesignated, you go straight to the engine room. I go there. I take the test again. It comes back invalid. Finally, my saving grace comes along. PNC Timmy Williams changed my life forever. He said, "Why are you taking this test?" I said, "This is what I want to do. I guess this is where I'm going to be." He's like, "You cannot take this test. You cannot be this. You cannot do this job. You have a color blindness. You are color deficient. Your jobs go from here." And if I'm seeing my hands, they're wide open, and down to about 5 jobs or 10 jobs. I don't remember what it was. So I had a jobs to choose. No special forces. I could barely do anything with that color deficiency.
So speaking on that color deficiency, what are your like?
It's so I guess 70% of all men have this color deficiency. At first, I said it as a color blindness. Finally, when I got out of the military, I told my eye doctor about it. He's like, "It's not color blindness; it's color deficiency." The only time I notice it, Austin, is with red written on a whiteboard. I can't see it as good, but in my life, it's never been a problem. I cook. I do editing on my photos, just fine. It's never been a hindrance, but I can't pass that damn test. That's like snakeskin pattern. Like you could put, people are like, "You really can't see that." I can't. I don't. This test is biased. It's stupid. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like I've survived my life this long, and this damn test is stopping me from doing the things I wanted to do.
Okay.
So my buddy now, Timmy Williams, he's like, "Look, man, I love you. You're full of passion. You've been screwed over for too long. Come work with me." So eventually, I took that test. Well, let me kind of backpedal.
Okay.
The command has the opportunity to advance you based upon performance and evaluation, just on their merit alone.
Right.
And I don't know how the Army works, but that's how the Navy works. It's called the CAP program, Command Advancement Program. So that's the command giving you your promotion.
Okay.
I flew through my tests. It was great. They loved it. They loved what I represented. I just received a Blue Jacket of the Quarter, which is like a junior sailor award. I was killing it. I was doing good. I was up against a female sailor who just was kind of new to the ship. Everyone enjoyed this sailor as far as her work ethic and what she was doing. So the long story short, the gist of the story is the executive officer, second in command, did not like my leading petty officer, my boss. So I flew through the how do you say? I flew through everything I needed to, and it got up to the executive officer, and he chose the other sailor for the promotion. 2 months later, she comes back with BAH fraud.
Fun.
So
Wait, what type of fraud?
BAH.
Yeah. Housing fraud.
For like housing fraud.
Yeah, housing.
Yeah. Basic housing allowance.
Yeah.
Or BHA. Sorry, BHA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know you're talking about that.
Yeah.
So,
we have it in the Army too.
Yeah.
So every opportunity I had, I didn't have a mentor, or it was just kind of one of those things. So I went 2 years on my Navy service, kind of just floating in a what's that place between heaven and hell? They call it
Purgatory.
Purgatory. Yeah, like a job
purgatory.
purgatory. Yeah. So it's kind of a weird story, and when I tell people that even in the Navy, they kind of like shake their head, and it's all because of bad leadership and bad mentoring. My career counselor actually on my command was not very good. Never addressed the issue that I had. So for anyone listening to this that is thinking about joining the service, get a mentor. Starting a career, get a mentor. It's all about you're not going to know everything. You're not going to know the right questions, but if that mentor is there to help guide you and make right decisions for you. Once I got my mentor, I was on it. I was good. I was killing it. I did good in the service. Yes, man. Yes, sir. I was good at that. So.
Okay. Yeah. And so how long were you in the Navy?
2002, 2006. I did my 4 years and I got out. So, and that wasn't based upon the experience I had. So it was. Now I look back at it, I would be retiring at this age now, at 20 years. So it's kind of weird to fast forward that far.
Now the real question is, do you regret getting out?
Oh God, that you know what? And I don't know how you guys feel being veterans. I say do 4 years or do 20. There's no reason for you to do 8, 10, or 12 or
in
16.
Between. Yeah.
And that's my opinion.
I agree.
So I don't have any regrets. I love the life I chose. There's still some stuff I wish I would have done in the military. Right. I do have like a combat remorse type of deal where I wish I would have done more. But I can't control that, and that's just kind of how it plays out. So I'm glad I went into the service when I did, and I had the opportunity to meet people I did and experience a lot of cool things and see a lot of cool places.
Okay. Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. Like, I see people that go in for like 8 years and then get out, or 7 years or 11 years and get out. It's like you could have just waited for how many more years and then been done, like with retirement completely.
Yeah, it's kind of silly, but I mean, I can't judge, and
yeah, no.
If you go in at 18 and you're 38, I mean, that's kind of the age we're at now, Rob. It's like, man, I'm still healthy. I still got some fight left.
You be retired 100%. And
yeah, but I mean, like, so I mean, I'm gonna jump in on this because like that kind of that fucked with my head a lot because November of 21, so last year, like a couple months ago, would have been my 20-year mark because I actually enlisted before September 11th. I got out of school 1 year before you, and I was in the delayed entry program. It's a very long, convoluted story, but basically, I got hurt and couldn't ship off before September 11th. Like my ship date was August 22nd, 2021. And I was sitting at home when the towers fell. Excuse me, 2001.
I was like, you just went last year?
Yeah.
Welcome back.
But like, I was sitting at home and, shit happened. And because the way things happened, like it screwed up my contract. Like I was supposed to, I had a Ranger back contract originally. And, I had combat background, and I'm pretty sure you've listened to the podcast, and like I don't want to bore people that have listened to this already, but I went through a lot of shit in like 2003, 2004, lost a decent amount of friends, went through heavy combat, ended up getting out because everything was super fucked up and I just didn't want to keep pursuing it. Had a lot of regrets because like I actually wanted to be a ranger and be a part of Ranger Battalion, even though like I passed the prerequisites. Like I did like pre-ranger and passed it and should have gone to ranger school. But with deployments and shit, like I ended up deploying instead and getting with the best that I could have. And I don't know, like there's someone that I'm talking to out here, and
Whoa.
like
I
yeah,
know it is.
recently too. Yeah. And she was asking me the other day, she's like, you said that you were a ranger, and I was like, whoa, wasn't a ranger. Like
He's a wannabe.
not part of Ranger Bat. Like did the prerequisites for ranger school,
He's a Cash
passed
Scout.
it. Fuck off, not a Cal Scout. And because she was like, do you know blah blah blah, this person, he was a ranger. I was like, no, I wasn't. Like, there's tiers to like being in the military, and with the army on like the infantry side, I was at like that B or C level, and I always wanted to be at that A and B level. But at the same time, like if I could talk to my 18-year-old self, I would smack the shit out of him and say, hey, either A, don't go infantry at all, or B, like do the route you did because you survived. And it goes back to what we were saying about doing like that 4 or like 20. I don't know if my body or my mind could have handled 20 years in the infantry, just because
20 years is a lot to your body.
Yeah. And I've done so many things out of the military. I'm not knocking on the military. Like I think it's great when people stay in. But I also like, I don't know, like you were talking about the whole mentor stuff. Like when I meet young, guys that are getting ready to leave high school and go into the military, if they bring up military stuff, I tell them about my experience, and I'm like, honestly, get a job. Whatever you do, get a job that's applicable to the outside world. Because when you get out, yeah, you're gonna do all this cool hua fucking hardcore shit, and it's gonna make you a
But
stronger
a lot
person.
of it isn't transferable.
A lot of it isn't transferable. And then like I wish that there was things that I didn't see or didn't experience, or I wish that I wasn't blown up multiple times. Like, there's aspects of combat that are just so unforgivable. Yeah, they define your character, but they kind of like fuck you up for life to the point where you have a service dog. And I got into this with Spencer, and I'm a little bit like buzzed right now. Like it kind of it's one of those things where like I'm not missing a single body part, but it's that thing that we did for our 22 challenge, and we're getting ready to make a shirt for it. Not all wounds are visible, and the experiences that you have in the military, combat, non-combat, joining around the time you and I joined, at the peak of like, holy shit, we just had the biggest terrorist attack in American history happen. Like it's profounding effects that like, still like ripple through us 20 years later, 20 plus years later. But I'm kind of rambling. I wanted to get on to like, go ahead, Paul.
No, you're good.
No, you're doing good. And I totally get it. But I think now that where I kind of fall in line is not being a combat veteran and having that remorse, or having that piece missing, that I feel like that I could have, I was willing and able, and I know I could have been of an asset, but that's not how my life chose. But now that that I'm out and people understand that time, that Operation Enduring Freedom time, or I can't speak for the Iraqi Freedom time, but there's people that have seen some stuff, and a lot of those guys who did see some stuff want to vent to a fellow veteran. So I've just been sometimes a shoulder where I can understand and help facilitate their emotions. And you know, you see a lot of guys being diagnosed with PTSD and being put on some antidepressants, which help them or they don't help them, or the doctors misprescribing them. But these guys need that kind of stuff. But I found that maybe I'm meant to handle a little more as being a veteran who can be a ear to listen, or be a voice for them, and help them spread their message. So
yeah, no, I mean, and that's why we have, like, that's why me and Rob have, you know, like Vigilant, Humble, and Saver 6 is that exact reason, is to listen to people, you know, is to help people any way we can. Because, like you said, they don't want to talk to the average Joe down the street because they can't relate. They don't, you know, they don't get it. Yeah, they can, you know, feel empathy towards them, you know, and stuff, but it's not the same.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. And that was cool. I was debating on wearing that shirt or this shirt, the 22 challenge, or this shirt.
Yeah.
Show the camera what you're wearing. Actually, let's. You got the lift heavy, drink whiskey, and dude, like in the past like 6 months, in my opinion, whatever you've done for your workouts and stuff, you have put on some size, man. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like you're sizing the fuck up right now.
Yeah. I mean, I part of what's helping me get through everything that's going on in this world is lifting heavy, and I kind of stay away from
And
that.
drinking whiskey.
And drinking whiskey.
Yeah. I kind of wasn't a big gym guy. I didn't like the scene. I didn't like being crowded, but probably about 8 months ago, I found a little bit of joy, and I felt a little bit of self-care and lifting fucking heavy and doing my thing and getting after it. So it was kind of weird. I didn't expect it to happen. So yeah. And like I said, with drinking this gallon of water, I feel like my shirts are fucking tight again. My pants are busting at the seams again. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, I appreciate that, man. So I don't really have a goal to get big or anything. I just fucking lift, and I just get
Just
after
don't
it.
tear anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too
No
old for that
kidding.
shit.
Right?
Yeah, no, I got hurt during the 75 hard last year, like bad, and I ended up tapping out at like 52 days. Like it just, it wasn't working. It wasn't working for me, man. Like,
I mean, he was also in Nashville when he tapped out with a whole bunch of people, so that didn't help you.
Yeah, it didn't help. Like the hockey tournament didn't help. Everyone was like, "Hey, like we'll give you a pass. Like no one has to fucking know that you drank." And I'm like, "No, like that's like I'm a person of integrity. Like if I'm gonna quit, like I'm gonna quit on my own." And it was a good program, and I definitely suggest anyone try it. I'm excited as fuck for you to try it because I think you definitely have the discipline. And the only recommendation I would say is like at our age, those 2 workouts a day get brutal on the body. So make sure that you're separating your muscle fibers when you're working out. Like I do full body workouts, which I think fucked me the entire time because I had no fucking recovery time. Whereas like if you can actually differentiate your stuff where you're doing like uh back and buys, chest and tries, leg day, and then incorporating a fucking walk or something like that. Because like, did you listen to his podcast on the 75 hard? Okay,
you have to understand one thing about me is when I get into something, I divulge and I go balls deep. So I did the podcast, I bought the book, like I don't stop.
Okay, cool. But do you separate your workouts or do you do full body?
Right now I kind of target one muscle group, and it works pretty good for me. Yeah.
And I think that will help pay dividends when you're actually doing it because like I was calling Austin fucking hurt, exhausted because my dumbass was trying to do like full body workouts like 2 times a day. And Yeah, no, it was fucking stupid. I was out there with fucking battle maces, running in the snow, like doing just dumb shit.
Being
So
robbed.
it's yeah.
So I
It's
asked Spencer Kirksey to do it, and he tapped out because of
Oh.
the reading part, because he can't read.
I mean, it's also
books.
Spencer, so you know.
It's like no audiobooks. I'm out.
yeah, no, that I didn't like the reading part either. I can't picture Spencer doing it either. Like Spencer's been getting after it though in the gym. He does he go to the same gym as you or no?
No, oh, I go to mine because it's open 24 hours, and I'm an early riser. Like I'm a nut. I'm in there about 4:15, 4:30, getting after it, and yeah,
I'm sleeping at that time. Fuck that.
yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
this motherfucker is so lazy when it comes to like sleeping in.
Hey, he's vigilant and humble. Nor
Hey
does it
Rob.
say.
Hey Rob, I'm saying you would sleep in till like 10 or 11 o'clock too if you could, so don't lie.
Not 10 or 11. It was like usually 9:30.
Oh,
But no,
9:30 and 10 are a huge difference.
speaking of fitness, this is going to be kind of like a podcast announcement. Austin and I are going to start up another challenge in March. And what it's going to be, we haven't come up with the exact details, but we want to let you know because I have a feeling you would actually potentially join this and it'll line up with your 75 hard.
It's for me 75 extra hard.
No, it's not. Fuck that. No, like
2
we're
gallons
gonna
of
come up
water.
with our we're gonna come up with our own internal challenge because my goal is like I'm in good shape right now, but I want to be fucking ripped for when I turn 40 this year, which is fucking crazy to me. But
Damn.
anyways, I wanted to do something that could create an impact towards some sort of organization. Like maybe we haven't decided which company we want to work with, but we want to do another thing like we did for the 22 challenge. And instead, we're going to call it something like March It Out for March. And it is however you want to walk or run. I don't think bikes are going to be included in it because that people are going to get fucking stupid numbers. But basically, like whoever does the most mileage walking, no weight bearing. Like if you want to wear a vest, cool. If you want to wear a pack, cool. But like what we're trying to do is we want people outside walking around, hiking, exploring. And we're gonna have two categories. Austin, correct me if I'm wrong, but like I think we kind of discussed that we want to have like an overall winner for like who does the most miles in March. And then we want the most scenic miles, like the person who like gives us like the best videos or pictures.
I don't know about that though, because that's not fair to some people because of where they live.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm in Arizona. It's like I'm on the Grand
Canyon.
Win. That doesn't count, Rob, because some people don't live in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, but no, like we already discussed, like I couldn't win. Like I'm not going to win this competition. Like our goal is to influence people to at minimum like get outside and do shit and put in some miles. So while you're doing your 75 hard through there, like put in some miles with us and definitely get in on that. Like I think it'll be a good thing for your second workout of the day or your first workout, however you want to do it, because when you can tailor it back and maybe do the actual like walking or running instead of fucking doing a workout every single time, it's a lot better on your body and you'll progress a lot further.
Oh no, I'm down. And I got a husky that is dying when I get home from work to go outside and go on a walk. So he's he loves it, and we usually get it's right about at 45 minutes. So it's and dude, I got great weather here. It's January. I'm in fucking shorts doing.
That's one of the good things about California is it's always good weather usually.
Oh yeah. So I'm excited.
In San Diego, especially, like, because what's like the hottest it can get there?
So we're when I say I mean myself and Spencer, but I'll speak for myself. I'm about an hour north of downtown San Diego. So we're kind of like this valley, this armpit, if you will. It can go anywhere from 110, 115.
Oh shit.
yeah, it can get pretty hot and heavy during the summer. But like right today, it was like 60 degrees, 70 degrees, beautiful outside. You're gonna be fine in
It was
shorts.
30 degrees here.
Shit, fuck that.
It's 55 here.
Yeah.
55 here right now. Oh,
Yeah.
it's probably colder right now, but
I mean,
no, it's 28
doesn't-
right now.
It doesn't get cold in California.
It
gets to 50 degrees and you guys
in the
can work.
mountains, like in Tahoe,
Yeah.
it gets cold.
Yeah, like I said, our mountains are pretty cold. Or this are these high deserts? They get pretty cold. I mean, I'm not gonna say we're the coldest, but we got some good climates and it makes it fun. So, but yeah, we're kind of spoiled.
You guys got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I love it. It makes it hard to leave, even with weird ass fucking politics.
Right.
How far?
Okay, so
hang on, I got one more question, and then we'll keep going on like show
Yeah.
notes because like we have not stuck to show notes at all.
Oh, okay. Have you seen that podcast?
Yeah.
Shit show. Anyways, how far are you from Tahoe?
Oh God, 7 hours. Yeah.
Oh, it's not even close. Well,
Yeah,
you
it's
said
fucking
mountains. Like you said, you were an hour from the mountains. Like I assumed, like Tahoe.
They're not real mountains, okay?
No,
Tahoe is real mountains.
No, I got Big Bear. Big Bear's about 2 hours away. And if you remember, MTV used to have when they had actual music videos, they had some winter break, and it was always in Big Bear. It was always in Big Bear Snow Summit or something like that, and that's about 2 hours away. There's another little a mountain town called Idlewild here. That's pretty close, about an hour away, and there's no skiing or snowboarding there, but it's a cool little getaway for anyone who wants to just kind of relax and unwind and get in that mountain vibe where you're wearing flannel and you're having a hot chocolate.
Yeah, that's not your vibe though. Like you don't snowboard or ski, I don't think.
No, I anything that's finesse related, I'm out. If you want me to go, break rocks, that's easy. But if anything with like a skate or a ski that requires good coordination, I'm out. I'll watch. I'll drink beer. I'll laugh. I'll stay inside and watch all the coats and purses and all that stuff. So
yeah, it's not you, huh?
No,
have you tried snowboarding or skiing?
I did, and it wasn't my thing. I don't know. Like, it's like just kissing your sister, I guess. It's just kind of weird. Like, I was just like impartial.
Wait, what the fuck? No.
That's what that's what they're into in the Navy.
You never heard of that thing? It's like kissing your sister. It's like, man, whatever, man.
No.
You like kissing your sister?
No. It's that was a bad term, I guess.
First you like playing with your meat, now you like kissing your sister. Jeez, Paul, what's wrong with you?
It's all coming out.
This is what happens when you enlist differently.
Hey, I get it. I love it. I love the banter. It's cool. We're good.
No,
bring it on.
It's good. It's good. The shit talking is there, and it was funny because like when we had your heterosexual life mate on, Spencer, it was like it would just go from like talking shit about Austin to talking shit about me to talking shit about Spencer, and it was just like working its way around. So it's all fun. It's all love. Awesome. What do we got next, man? Because like I feel like we have not stuck to anything.
Oh, I mean, I was gonna do something different. I was gonna say so you want to talk about how you and Spencer actually met?
Yeah. So
because he said that like you would have a different perspective on it or something like that, or he said something like that we should ask you if you come on the podcast.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. Obviously being in the barbecue community, I found I don't know how I got into Reload Rub. They just kind of came up my feed. If you don't know what I'm talking about, reloadrub.com. They have Instagram at Reload Rub. I'm now an ambassador for them.
What's your code? Yeah, plug
it. Use promo code CODA10 or promo code Poddy Mouth will get you the same discount. But yeah, thanks for the plug. So I got mixed up on their page. Spencer was already a bastard for them. I didn't know it. I started coming across Spencer's post. And this time he was big into the hunting post. He didn't get into that comedy realm, and he had the location tagged. And I was like, wait, that's like right here. Like, that's not right. Like, where's he at? This guy looks like an avid hunter. Sure as shit. I managed to get in the DMs, and I was like, hey bro, like, is this really?
So you slid in his DMs first. Oh shit.
Yeah. I slid his DMs.
You're cute. Where you at?
Yeah.
That's that Navy in you.
I said ASL, age, sex, location, baby. Remember that one? That was old AOL Messenger.
That's boomer shit right there.
Yeah. So yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm here locally, and I was like, bro, that's kind of weird. And then he was I at this time I didn't realize he was left-handed, and so I was like, hey man, like, what's the deal with this bow? And he's like, it's kind of cool. Like, I can show you around it. At that time I was kind of just playing with that outdoor life, seeing what's it about. I wanted to, obviously there's a natural progression for me to get more involved of where the conservation process, or the hunting and killing process, as being a grill enthusiast or outdoor enthusiast. So my wife and I were out and about in town, and I was like, hey, we got some time. I was like, let me hit up this guy and see if we can go. He can show us how to shoot a bow. And so I hit him up, and he was like, yeah, come on by. So I listened to you guys' podcast, and he was like, yeah, he was driving down the driveway, and I didn't know who he was because, like you guys said, I don't show my face too much. And sure as shit, we kind of hung out, and then I was like, hey, let me shoot your bow. He's like, well, you can't, it's left-handed. And I was like, oh man, this is kind of a
why'd I come over here?
Yeah,
he invited you over so you couldn't even shoot. Like,
yeah, so
fuck.
So in typical Spencer fashion, I just watched him shoot. I mean,
he's got to steal the show, right?
Yeah, he's got to steal the show, and no, it was a cool time. It was a good time, and from there on, we did some workouts together. And then he came over. He had a ribeye, and he's like, "Dude, this is amazing." He put a good word in from Reload Rub, and they're like, "Hey, let's get you on the team." And so Spencer helped me connect that dot, and ever since then, it's always been a natural progression of me, just kind of pushing the envelope, where it's photography or videos, getting new sponsorships, whether it's meat companies or picking up side jobs, shooting some content. So it's pretty cool.
Okay.
But yeah,
and then you're not doing content creation full time, are you?
Man, so as I mentioned, I'm a journeyman lineman by trade, here in Southern California. Word got out to some certain people that I started dabbling in photography and video and everything. And my boss approached me and said, hey, you want to take a look at starting a marketing and media kind of department, or just kind of seeing what it's about. In our industry, it's really kind of taboo. There's not really a big serving size of that kind of stuff, which is kind of unfortunate because we're a little late to the game. And there's a lot of cool things to show in that industry. So about a year ago, I think it'd be February or March, I started kind of doing media and marketing for my company. I produce a podcast for them now. So I in a sense, I do content creation full time. So answer your question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's kind of by luck and by circumstance of having a hobby turn into a passion, and that passion somehow working out my benefit. I have the best job in the world now. It's aside from Rob.
No more climbing poles.
Yeah, no more climbing poles. But the cool thing is, once a lineman, always a lineman. As long as I keep my certifications up, I'll still be a lineman. So it's pretty cool. It's interesting. I love it. It's pretty cool.
Okay. How you feeling over there, Rob?
Next? I'm feeling like intoxicated.
Angels envy.
Angels envy, man, hitting heavy. Oh man.
Okay. A question that Rob had was the Navy PX.
NEX.
Yeah.
Yeah, NEX. That's what I thought.
Ah, fuck. So I was arguing with someone like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I
And
googled it, and that's
could've
what came up. So, so I figured.
You guys don't call it like something else?
Navy Exchange, brother. Tax free. Good shit. Man, I probably still have some stuff I bought from the exchange. It's weird, dude. When you're in the military, like going shopping was like a fucking perk.
A thing.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, no.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm interrupting you. You are our guest.
I calculated, and I spent about 2 years of my life out at sea. So, like, when you come home, getting a haircut, driving a car takes some getting reacquainted to, and it's a privilege. You're like, God damn, this is fucking awesome to be able to drive and not be surrounded by another fucking swinging dick right next to me. No, there was no swinging dicks next to me.
Play with anybody's
Yeah, let out the truth. Let out the truth.
But yeah, to go buy a CD and do cool stuff like that, it was liberating. And you realize, I know you guys probably lived at a sea bag, or I don't know what you called it, a fucking
what the fuck are you talking about? What's a
sea bag, like a the big bag.
Oh, okay. We called it a bag.
the big, yeah.
Yeah,
We don't call it a sea bag though.
Well,
Yeah,
you live out of it 4 years in a fucking locker. You realize like you don't need all this other shit. You're just like, God damn, like I'm good. I mean, it's kind of simple living, but fuck, you can survive.
Yeah, no. A bags are the shit. They're basically like a green duffel bag.
Yeah, giant green duffel bag. Yeah.
You just put all your stuff in, and they're like, "This is your packing list. Put it in there." And then for the army, like we put our stuff in our ruck too. And then they're like, "That's all you get. Now go away for like 30 days or a year."
You're like, what about my other stuff? Yeah.
You're like, we don't give a fuck about your other stuff.
Another fun story real quick I never shared is and you guys, thank you so much. You know what, I might have butchered how I said my story, my military story, but I've never really told it publicly, so it was kind of weird for me to say it. So I appreciate you guys for giving me the platform,
of course,
to speak it. But I showed up.
Not here, so he can't steal the spotlight. You know.
Yeah, he would be talking about how he taught Travis Barker's kids.
He was talking about that so much on the last episode. Yeah. I was like, my friend was sitting next to me, and he's like, "Who is he interviewing?" Because I feel like the podcast is about him.
I mean, kind of is.
Spencer, we're gonna name it the Spencer Show.
Pretty much.
So
okay,
I showed up to my first command through this little. If anyone knows, I went to Pascagoula, Mississippi. It's a armpit in the Gulf Coast, but there's a small airport, and I showed up and I didn't know how I was getting to my command. So a guy by circumstance was like, "Hey, I'm driving that way. Like, you want me to take you?" I was like, "Yeah." Come to find out, my luggage got lost, and I'm in my dress I'm in my dress blues, which would be your class A's or whatever.
Yeah.
That's all I have in my fucking backpack. Everything else is gone. So I report in my class, my dress blues.
I don't think that's how you're supposed to do that, sir.
No cell phone, no nothing. Like, for like a day or two, I'm just walking around in the same goddamn underwear. Thankfully, someone took me to the exchange and I bought some new stuff. But dude, I tell you what, I had the craziest experience like in that terms. But yeah, it was kind of weird.
I have another question for basically Army to Navy. Do you guys have to pay for your uniforms?
It comes out.
Yeah, it comes out, right?
I don't know. You do get an allowance, and I always used it on shoes because I was always able to stay in my uniforms pretty good, and then they always kind of kept their form. But yeah, I don't ever really remember paying. I bought some new stuff, and our working uniform was a coverall. We look like fucking mechanics. So. But I will go to the grave that we have the best. The Cracker Jacks are the best uniform in the service.
Is that like your guys' dress uniform?
Yeah, the little flying,
the pure white uniforms.
pure
Those
white
are pretty
good.
slick looking. Those
Yeah.
are pretty slick.
Dude,
looking.
I mean they're good looking, but I think the Marines have like
I
the
agree.
best
I agree. The Marines
dress uniform.
that's probably the best.
They are pretty sharp, yeah.
But I'm
Then,
pretty sure.
honestly,
the question is, I'm pretty sure Marines have to pay for their actual uniforms. Is what I've heard.
Well,
How would
we
I-
all had to pay for our uniforms.
Well, I know. Well, I'm talking about like for like replacements and stuff. Like they have to pay a shit ton of money more than like normal for like compared to like Army.
I bet military's cheap.
Yeah, no, we did like a joint op with a bunch of recon and sniper guys in Iraq, and they were just flabbergasted at the fact that everyone in our team had night vision goggles and were on M4s and had ACOG and or had a Barrett 50 cal. Like they were so undersupplied that they were still using M16s, and they had 2 night vision goggles between 4 to 6 of them. Like they were sharing it. And like I had the latest and greatest like night vision goggles, and I had a backup set in my armory in case like mine went down and I needed like another set. So I do not regret being Army infantry versus Marine infantry. I almost said Air Force infantry. What the fuck, dude?
Oh god.
The whiskey's hitting hard.
If you're Air Force infantry, DM us, please. But if there's, I bet you there's civilians that listen to this podcast and they're like, "What are you guys talking about?"
Fuck are they saying?
No, as far as the uniforms, paying for the uniforms, I bet that's kind of astounding.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like we like in the Army, we'd get an allowance like you guys, and I had field uniforms that I would take to the field to do like operations and shit. They were all fucked up, and I had 1 or 2 garrison uniform. Luckily, I stayed.
Yeah, they had to stay pristine.
Yeah, yeah, and luckily I stayed fucking tiny while I was in the military, and I just kept those pretty much my entire enlistment. So anytime we got clothing allowance, I would just spend it on fucking booze and like going out and partying. So like my clothing allowance always was alcohol related or like going to like Canada, because I think it was like 18 and 19
Canada
for the first. Yeah. I would go up to Vancouver to fucking drink. So
that's our mentoring aspect to this podcast is if you're going to the military, stay the same size so you can be
stay the same size. Well, I mean, most of the time, all the clothing was either 1 or 2 sizes too big, anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
I know a lot of people that had that issue.
I don't know, man.
Especially females, they'd get they're small and they get like 2 sizes too big uniforms.
Another story I gotta tell you. I don't get the opportunity, like I said, to tell these military stories.
No,
often.
Please do.
Yeah,
like,
go ahead.
This is what we're like. I told Austin before we went on. I was like, and I told my buddy Chance today. I'm like, the exciting thing about tonight is like we get to ask Paul like a bunch of shit and get to like hear his story, because I feel like yes, you do get to talk about the military a little bit, but it's kind of like a gloss over. So please hit us with some stories, man.
Well, you guys being veterans, you know what questions to ask, regardless of the branch, you know the mentality. But anyways, so my like I said, my whole family, when I left, they were super proud. It was always, there was no question that they were excited for me. I remember my grandmother, she was super excited, and she asked one thing. She just wanted that one photo where you're in boot camp, and it's that prop where you're kind of like leaning over the side, and you got your one little,
or in front of the flag.
Yeah, you're in the front flag, and you got your one ribbon, right?
Yeah, your one ribbon, your war on terrorism ribbon, or whatever the fuck it is.
National defense.
You haven't done shit yet. Like yes, you got your ribbon though.
Yes, she wanted that one photo. I had my molars extracted like 2 days before. And when I was SIQ, I got pink eye. Two.
Oh,
So
that sounds like a fun time.
that photo did not. I do not have that photo. There's no
Who
photo
was
of me.
shitting on your pillow?
God, dude, the fucking barracks are nasty. Oh
oh,
god, Fuck
dude,
the-
yeah. No,
so much filth. But yeah, that's
filth.
that's
Disgusting little humans.
yeah. You get a bunch of
Well,
guys.
I mean, you get a whole bunch of 17, 18, 19-year-olds, in a room. What do you expect?
yeah, they have to shower and I remember
Jerk off and
yeah.
I mean,
Go in the bathroom in front of other people. I was like, dude, this is fucking weird. Like, is there a
Yeah.
stall? I would
No.
do night
No,
ops to
it's
go
just
to the restroom.
open shower bays, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, all right, I guess this is how I gotta get used to shit.
Or I mean, when you're going through MEPS and you guys you're just all standing there in line. It's
Oh,
like,
doing the-
yeah.
I coughed on the doctor too. You know when you turn and cough?
oh, when they
Yeah.
grab your nuts.
Yeah. He's like, don't cough on me. I turned, I was like, fuck. Oh,
Right, fuck
God.
you.
That's like the one thing.
For those of you that don't understand what we're talking about, when you go through the military, there's this program called MEPS, which is
Military.
I think it's
military.
military entry program.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of like physical and mental exams they do on you to just make sure that you are ready to go off to the military. And one of the fucking awkward things is at like 18, 19 years old, you have a doctor make you drop your pants. And they're like, I'm gonna cup your balls or your scrotum. They got to be professional when they say this. You're gonna turn your head and cough. And what they're trying to do is check for. I don't know what they are trying to check for.
I have
Maybe
no
they're trying
idea.
to cop a feel. But whatever it is, their hands are fucking cold. They're wearing
always.
gloves.
They're never
and
warm. They're
fucking
always
just
cold.
Grab your nuts and ask you to cough. And I'm trying to like breathe because I'm like, oh fuck. A dude just grabbed my nuts. So you actually coughed on your doctor?
Yeah, it's very. I mean, like I said, I was used to being a yes sir, yes man, and you're just kind of following orders, and brain's telling you one thing, and fucking body does a whole different thing, and it was yeah, I felt like an asshole, and I mean I still remember it to this day. And then you gotta do that duck walk. It was just oh god.
Yeah, the duck walk. Yeah,
all the fun stuff.
You guys are bringing up all the memories. It's crazy.
Okay, so let's go back into this weekend and talk about some football. So there was a couple games on Sunday. I didn't watch them. I watched a couple of clips of the Chiefs game at the end, with my homie. 13 seconds left.
Mahomes.
My
Yeah,
homie.
Making up words over here.
No, that's what I think. That's his foundation. I think me and my homies or something like that.
But yeah, like there's 13 seconds left on the, Gordon tied it up and then ended up winning it.
Yeah, that was a great game. You guys missed. Rob, I know you're a big hockey guy, but that just as a competitive side, that Bills Chiefs rivalry is going to be something great. Mahomes and Josh Allen.
Now, who do you think? No, my question is, who do you think is going to the Super Bowl?
I really do think
you got the Bengals and the Chiefs, and the 49ers and the Rams.
I really do think it's going to be Chiefs Rams, and the Rams will be hosting the Super Bowl.
Really? You think it's the Rams?
Yeah, I
think possibly, man. Stafford's looked really good this year.
I mean, yeah, I think it's gonna be the Chiefs and the Niners.
I don't see the Niners doing it. They got lucky on the last.
Yeah, I was gonna say they should have got fucking taken out by fucking Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, but they fucking choked, man.
So many people were pissed about that.
It's been a great playoffs. That was great. I mean, I just think just this weekend it was 3 walk-off field goals to close games, and as a football fan, that's amazing.
And Aaron Rodgers, that was his last game, wasn't it?
Yeah, still undecided. No, you're right. Still undecided about what he's going to do. Same with Tom Brady. They're still kind of throwing up in the air. So,
I mean, Tom Brady's going to play forever. So.
44 years old, dude, slanging in still.
He's not. Awesome. He doesn't have 10
and
yet,
he got a busted lip in that game. He got a busted lip in that game. That was a lot for him to go
I
through.
mean, Tom Brady's
that is
part
trauma.
cyborg though, so
Yeah,
Dude's in good shape. I mean, 44 years at a quarterback. God dang.
it's
yeah.
crazy. Yeah, no, what I was gonna say though is I was at Sports Clips today getting the mullet like faded up and shit.
But
And one of the things, minor flex, as you guys
What
say on your
what do you have
podcast.
to ask? What do you say?
So I tell him that like I want a hard part, which you can kind of see here, and then I want a design
he
on the
wants to look
side,
like the modern Joe Dirt, is what he tells him.
and then keep the flow going.
Give me,
He's like, I
give
want to
me-
look like your modern day Joe Dirt. That's what he says.
I
That's all he
mean,
says when he walks in.
it's a hockey thing, man. It's a hockey thing.
all right.
And honestly, like I don't get it, but like girls
Another
are
flex.
obsessed with it. Like another minor flex, being single. Maybe eventually I'll find you. I know you're out there, my forever. As I'm
Are you
staring
talking
into
Paul?
the camera. No,
I know
I
it's
mean,
obvious.
hey man, hey, Paul.
Hey,
You
man.
know, we got those VA benefits, man.
I'm gonna say he likes playing with meat, so it's okay.
Yeah. I like when my meat's played with. I hope my mom is not listening to this episode.
You always say that.
Yeah, because like she listens sometimes and she's like, I had to turn it off. So like, all right, whatever. Like we're way past my ex at this point, but the episode
Wow.
we did with Steph, like we had a really good start, and somehow, some way, I think someone came to the door and knocked and
Yeah,
fucked it up.
that's what it
So we
was.
had to
Yeah.
restart the episode. So like I was annoyed, and the very like beginning of the episode, like we're introducing everyone and shit, and I'm like, so this is the girl I've been fucking for the past like 6 months or something like that. And my mom was like, I turned it off after that. Because then like she's like, yeah, I'm the girl he's been just planting a seed in or something like that. Like
Oh my-
just like said something so vulgar back. Like my mom was like, what the fuck? Like, this is my son. Like, why is he saying these things? So, like, there's episodes that she listens to and I tell her to, and then there's episodes I tell her not to. I don't know if I'm going to tell her to listen to this one.
You skip this one, Mom.
Mom, just skip this one. And if you are listening, we love you. So, I don't remember what we were talking about before this.
Football, NFL.
Yeah. Oh yeah. At sports.
Yeah.
Because then we got sidetracked with the mullet stuff. They were talking about like the NFL has got to change the overtime rules. Like it's fucking stupid that you can just march down the field, get a touchdown, and the game is over. What's your thoughts on that? It's like you're a football fan. I know you are.
Yeah. Minor flex. I'll boast myself. I did have opportunity to play at a smaller upper level, but obviously my path was different to go to the military. Anyways, but yeah, I think we are losing a little bit of the competitiveness with the rules on the overtime. I'd like to see the back and forth, however that may be. I don't like the one touchdown and it's over. I think it's kind of a crapshoot, but hopefully they change it. And I think a lot of fans and a lot of football enthusiasts would like to see that rule changed. And I don't like it to see the good game like with the Chiefs and the Bills this Sunday. To see the Chiefs just kind of close it out with a touchdown, it was kind of, I don't know,
Anticlimactic.
Yeah, it was just kind of like fuck, You kind of felt like whoever was going to win the toss was going to win the game, and it was weird.
Because like you give it to Jason Allen and he's marching it down the field as well. He's gonna fucking hit Stephon Diggs on like a fucking deep route and it's over. You know what I mean? Like it sucks in that aspect because I wanted the Bills to win that. Like I was hoping for like a brand new potential Super Bowl, and now like I don't think the Bengals can beat the Chiefs. Like I'm surprised they advanced as far as they did. So I hope the Bengals win. That would be fucking crazy. but I have a feeling it's Chiefs and Rams or Chiefs and 49ers. Like I don't think the Bengals stand a chance.
No, not at all.
But look at this. If it's the Rams, Tampa Bay hosted the Super Bowl last year, and the Bucks won it.
Yeah.
2 years in a row, it'll be Tampa Bay hosting, and there'll be the Rams hosting in the new SoFi Stadium. That's fucking wild.
It is
To have
wild.
yeah.
And then like Stafford, like he is, he's in my opinion, he's one of the most like beat up quarterbacks that has never given up. You know what I mean? Like he got the shit beat out of him as a Lion. So for him to go to a team that, 3 or 4 years ago had Super Bowl contentions because they went to the Super Bowl like 4 years ago and they got blown the fuck out. I can't remember who the fuck they lost to. I think the Patriots, right?
I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure they lost to the Patriots. But anyways, like to be able to pick up a team, come onto a team fresh after like Jared Goff was there for years and like did really good his first like year or two, and then kind of fell to shit in the last couple of years. To come in from an organization that couldn't make it to the playoffs, in my opinion, not on his fault, and go and take a team to your conference final, like that's pretty fucking impressive. So yeah, I'm definitely hoping the Rams advance. That would be fucking cool. I would love to see them win it.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. They're not my favorite. I'm a Charger fan, but to see the Rams.
Yeah, who's your team? Chargers.
I like the Chargers. So another thing about me, I don't go with like being from this area. It'd be like, yeah, go with the Rams. They're the more popular team. Or I like the Padres when you should be liking the Dodgers here around here. Like I kind of like to choose the lesser.
Well, I mean, the Padres fit you better though, so I understand that.
Yeah, cool little vibe. So and Petco Park is beautiful. I love Petco Park.
Yeah. My team's not even in it, so like I don't have a dog in the fight. Like Denver Broncos are my team, and honestly, I'm just happy that they won a Super Bowl within the last decade. Well, technically, we're in the new decade, so they haven't won a Super Bowl in this decade. But within the last 10 years, they've won a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my team got demolished a while ago.
The Jets?
No, Raiders.
No, he's a Raiders fan.
I've been.
Dude, we're all divisional rivals. We're all divisional rivals.
I mean, now they're Las Vegas, but
Yo, we're all divisional rivals.
I'll tell you what, Allegiant Stadium is pretty awesome though. It's pretty neat.
Yeah,
it's fucking sick.
Yeah,
dude.
They spent a lot of money on that damn thing though.
During the daytime, it's all fucking closed. I was just in Vegas, like minor flex. I was in like a Wounded Warrior hockey tournament recently, and
wasn't that in November?
Whatever. We're pretending like it was recent. Anyways, like during the daytime, their fucking stadium's like all blacked out, like black glass around it, and then during the nighttime, they open up part of it. So when you're driving down the highway, on like the left-hand side, you can see the Vegas Strip, like the back side of it. And then on the right-hand side, you can see the Raiders Stadium. You can look into the field. Like it's fucking wild. That's like one of the most cool fucking stadiums. It was like $450 for nosebleed tickets or something like that.
Yeah,
fuck that. Like we're
not. You know
not
how much money they put into that stadium? They gotta make some money. They have to figure out.
No. What it is the tickets are sold out. The tickets are completely sold out, and then you have people selling them on like StubHub for that amount of money because people are gonna pay. So
it cost them $1.9 billion to build that.
I could see it, man. Like that stadium's ridiculous. Just from like an outsider perspective, I can't even imagine what it looks like on the inside.
Yeah.
You know who got screwed is Oakland. Who do they have? They just have the A's left because I know the Golden State Warriors.
They got nobody.
They went from because the Warriors played in Oakland. Oh shoot!
Your light went out. Your light went out.
Give me a second.
I've been there, Paul.
At least your camera didn't go out. My fucking camera went out last week. Oh, he's back.
Is it motion activated or something?
No, I had a little. I had
Oh,
a
yeah,
little.
ring light.
Yeah, a little ring light. But yeah. Oakland had the Warriors were playing in Oakland. Now they're in San Francisco, and they just got the A's now, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I know this would probably piss you off, but I didn't want Oakland to go to Vegas because, like, I'm a Vegas Knights fan, and like,
Yeah.
I would love to love a Vegas football team, but out of our division, because we've decided that this is our division, I fucking hate the Raiders the most. Like I would have accepted. I would not Denver. Like Denver didn't need to move. They have too much historical background. But like I was hoping that like San Diego moved or someone else like completely adjacent from our division because it didn't make sense to me for them to move Oakland.
I'm still bitter that the Chargers moved to LA. There's no reason. It's all politics and money for them to move to LA. You moved to
Yeah,
LA to
and
be the stepchild of
yeah,
football.
and they had a good spot in San Diego. Like it was weird to me.
Beautiful.
Like, yeah. Ugh. Okay, I feel like we talked about football, and I'm drunk at this point.
It's
So
the best time to talk about football.
I mean, I guess so. So your predictions is going to be LA versus Chiefs.
Yeah, with the Rams winning the Super Bowl. Yeah.
You think they can beat Patty Mahomes?
Yeah, the Bills shown that the Chiefs can be beat. I do believe the Bills outplayed them, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs,
no, 100%.
I think
Chiefs like squeaked in at the end. They got the overtime and they won the toss, which helped them win the game.
but yeah, I don't know. There's just something not right with the Chiefs this year. I don't see them on that dominant year. But they do have Pat Mahomes, and I think Andy Reid, the coach of the Chiefs, said something so cool about Patrick Mahomes yesterday after the win. He said, "If you're going to be grim, be the Reaper, or if it's going to be grim, be the Reaper," referring to Pat Mahomes being clutch as fuck and winning or scoring that touchdown in with 13 seconds left. So it was a pretty cool reference. I love that quote that he put out there. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. Austin, are you asleep over there? What the fuck are you doing?
Talking to Spencer.
Taking notes.
What's Spencer?
Who do you think? Paul Spencer. He was asking me questions about clothing.
Tell the motherfucker, wait, like why?
I did.
Dude, you are
I said I'm
you
busy
are
on the podcast
obsessed.
as your co-host.
You are obsessed with social media. If you are awake, I don't know if you noticed this, Paul. This motherfucker.
I mean, it's not like my
will
business is run
read
off social media or
and
anything.
heart something before he even reads it or watches it. This dude is so into the social media. I get Snapchats
it's not like I have, businesses to run on social media or anything.
Hang on, no. I get Snapchats from his wife, and it's just Austin buried like this, like face down in the phone.
Usually,
that's Austin all the
I
time.
mean, he's running a business.
No. He's fucking around. Don't let him fool you.
No, that's what you do on. That's what you do on social media.
I fuck around, yeah.
I like the new. I like the new swag though, Austin.
Yeah,
the home of the brave. Yeah,
it's clean.
And so yours is in your PO box, Rob.
Oh, it's here.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I need to go get it. I didn't know that. I would have made Chance get it for me today. He was at the fucking post office. Yeah, and then shout out both companies actually because you have the new home of the brave. I said home our brave. Austin, you should just talk for both of us at this point. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, I have
2 hours of drinking whiskey. Like, I weigh like $160 maybe. Like, the whiskey's hitting hard at this point.
Catches
the
up.
girl that I'm talking to, I'm not recommending listening to this podcast at this point.
I do. I recommend it so she can see the real you.
Please don't. It's not worth it. Paul, did you see? Paul, did you see on my story?
I'm gonna mute you.
Don't mute me. I gotta say one.
He got muted.
Yeah, I muted him. Now he can't talk.
Nope, I'm back, bitch. All right.
Okay. Anyways,
I'm not muted, by the way. I can
The
unmute
big-
myself.
I can kick him from the room and just to be me and Paul.
That
No
would be like a
drunk
50% cool show. 70% cool show. Because Paul would carry like 70% of it.
We'll have the two quiet guys, the two producers go on a show, and then the two
The two
Loud
loud
mouths
mouths.
that won't shut up.
yeah, the camera mic whores, Spencer and Rob
They'd be
battle
lost
it out.
though. They'd be lost.
Let's see
I
who
think
can
I would
outlast
li-
each other.
I would lose to Spencer. He dominates his guests. Like
And Spencer's way better looking, so
that's fucked up. I think Spencer is handsome, but I also think I am fucking handsome.
your ego is also like as big as a battleship.
All right, Austin, please take over.
Okay, anyways. Like I was gonna say, yeah, but no, like I said, we have this new Home of the Brave hoodie, and then me and Rob are working on a All Wounds Are Not Visible shirt.
That's dope. I like it.
What about the mountain
Super-
ones? Talk about
Well,
the
those
mountain
two,
ones.
yeah.
Oh, that's not important to you?
No,
Because it's not your
that's-
company.
exactly. You have to promote those ones. It's your company.
So my company, Saber 6,
It doesn't matter.
that does matter to me at least, and to veteran suicide awareness, which Austin thinks is a joke apparently.
Only you. I just think you're a joke.
No, we're working on like some outside clothing, and we've
And
come
Rob
up
can't
with a
talk.
couple designs. And one of them we're gonna do is, what did I say yesterday? Fuck, I already forgot. Chasing sunsets. Chasing sunsets, and it's got like a sunset in the mountains. And
Chasing
then
meat.
other that
Meat
you know who'd be
chasers.
buying that? That would be
Meat
Paul.
chasers.
Meat
Meat
chasers.
chasers. Oh shit!
I'm gonna make you a hoodie, Paul, that says Meat Chasers.
Lead meat chaser.
The lead meat. And then the other one, what was it? Conquering Your Mountains.
Conquer Your Mountain.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. And that one's gonna have like, it's got like pine trees and it's got mountains and it's got an American flag in the background. So hopefully those will do well. We have some big plans for like 2022, and yeah, Austin, continue to host because like I can't even read at this point.
So, well, I mean, if there's not anything else you want to cover, Rob, I mean, we can get into ATI.
I think we should, unless Paul wants to like talk about anything, because
Is there any more military stories you want to talk about, Rob? I mean, Paul?
Gosh, none that will not get
Okay.
me
The
fired.
question is, what is your funniest military story that you can talk about?
Oh God.
I see you. Wrong side. Other side. Now just point your chair.
What are you doing, Rob?
He's trying to point at
Allie.
He's failing miserably, though.
She's rolling around back there.
He's
failing miserably.
She naps the whole time. She's a good dog.
Debatable. She wakes up a lot and ruins parts of the podcast, but continue.
One of the stories is we were in, let's see, that was the Benfold. Gosh, we had to have been in Singapore on a 3-day port visit. I got so hammered and so drunk. People were carrying me around. I think it was one of the only times I blacked out. And I don't remember the whole day. And that's probably my biggest regret is drinking way too much and forgetting where I was at.
Isn't that the military, in general, though?
Yeah, but I mean, how often are you in Singapore or
what else are you supposed to do when you're stuck on a ship?
Well, once you get to port, you're in these beautiful places and you're just...
Singapore is fucking gorgeous, too, by the way.
Yeah. But I got so drunk, I came back to the ship and we were in the same berthing, which is where everyone sleeps. They call it berthing, with the corpsmen, which is the medics.
Right,
and
yeah.
I'm just hating life. I need a bar to get this alcohol out. And the corpsman's like, "Hey man, come back, come to the office." And I was like, "Okay, what's going on?" He's like, "I'm gonna give you an IV." He gave me an IV, and I was ready to go again. So,
Oh yeah.
it was the first time that ever happened to me, but it was pretty cool. And it's just it's probably one of my more PG-13 stories that I have.
PG-13 ones.
Yeah.
Hit us with
Okay,
an
man.
R story.
Um.
I've heard about you, like one story that sticks out in my brain that I remember that you've talked about a couple times is like going in the middle of the ocean and like getting as like a check off, but at a certain point you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like I'm in the middle of the ocean, like I need to get back to the boat. So you should say that one, and then you should tell us a fuck up story.
Yeah. So what Rob's referring to is a swim call. You're in the middle of the ocean, and they allow you to jump off the ship, or you can kind of climb down the nets, and you go into the middle of the ocean. And at the time when you're about a month out at sea, it's pretty cool to be doing something besides working or being on the ship. But you get in the ocean, you're just kind of floating around, and you're really buoyant because of the salt water. But then you just realize you're in the middle of the fucking ocean, and you're yeah,
Right.
and it freaks you the fuck out. And so once
Do
I'm
you ever
thinking
worry
that,
about like animals coming up or like?
you never seen so many dolphins, blue whales. I
Shark.
worried. Yeah, sharks.
Yeah.
All flashes in your mind when you realize you're in the middle of the ocean, and if something ever happens, like you're just gonna fucking die a
Fuck.
slow death.
Yeah.
Yeah, just yeah. So the funny story is I got so drunk. My buddy had to help me pee. I mean, it was just he had to lift down my stuff,
Wait,
and
what? Wait,
yeah, yeah.
wait, he held it?
No, I guess
No.
I don't remember the story.
Oh no! Oh,
Yeah. Well, I was in a
I mean,
bed
what?
and
He was in the
out.
Navy. They're just playing with their meat, you
I
know.
mean, like
Yeah.
that's part of the training, right?
He
Help your buddy pee.
led me to the bathroom, and he's like, "All right, man." Like he held me up, and I did my thing. But like
Okay,
from what he said, yeah,
that's not
it
as bad.
it wasn't. Yeah, it was. But still, to have another grown man lead you to the trowel, it's kind of interesting. So
Oh my god.
another crazy story. Since we're on this topic, is I was underage and I was drinking, and we went to this house, this like apartment party, and um, the real cops showed up. Well, my other buddies that were coming pretended to be MPs, and they were going to escort us back to. And this is a true story. They were going to escort us back to the command, but in actuality, they were going to come party with us. But they were like, "Oh, these guys with us, like they'll be in trouble. Like we'll take them back." So we were staying at the same hotel, and we're like, okay, we got lucky. We're gonna cash it in. We're heading back to the ship. All of a sudden, we see like 3 or 4 cop cars come behind us. They pull us over. We pull over. We're in a rental car. They pull us over. They draw their guns out. We're stepping out of the vehicle one by one, like you would, like as like a suspect or a criminal. And we're like, dude, we're in the military, like we're going back to the ship, like what the fuck's going on, like what's this about? And they're like, this car's reported stolen. And it's like, like dude, we're like, we thought we were in trouble from the shit that happened, or like we didn't know what was going on. And it was a big misunderstanding, but we ended up taking photos with the cops, and it was kind of something to laugh about. But it was at that time, like we were just counting our blessings that we got out of there safe. And it was just like that kind of shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, man. Well, like I said, well, since Rao's getting pestered by Allie over there.
Yeah, no, we should probably get into ATI. You jinxed us, Paul. She was sleeping. Now she's wide the fuck awake and wants to rage. She's like right by my side right now.
So okay, well we'll get into it. Yep, there she goes. The first question is: would you rather be bald or beardless?
I just recently did this beard, so I'll be beardless. Being bald would be kind of weird.
I mean, I already can't grow a beard, so I mean, I'd rather be bald and then have a beard.
You're always in hats too, Austin, right?
Yeah, always.
I'm
99.9% of the time.
Yeah, I do the hat. All the time.
Yeah, I would do bald before beardless. I look like I'm fucking like 19 years old without a beard. It looks terrible. The beard is the thing. All right, next question, Austin. Keep reading them.
You can read one too.
Motherfucker, I got a service dog that needs my services. All right, here we go. Would you rather have someone oh my god.
Oh fuck.
Would you rather have someone bite your dick hard or kick you in the dick with a steel toe boot?
They said bite your dick hard?
Yeah.
Bite it hard or kick you in the dick with a steel toe boot?
Oh, kick me, I guess. I don't want the chance of fucking
Austin's all about that dick in the mouth of another. So like
bite
go
me.
ahead, Austin. Yeah, you want someone to bite you, right?
No, I was just saying. I saw it on a Reddit post. And I thought it was a good would you rather.
I mean, it's good, but what are you going with?
I mean, I think you'd recover faster if someone kicked you than bit you.
100%. Like that's suicide. Like
well,
what?
I think just because we've all been kicked in the balls or in the dick, we know we can recover. But I don't think many. I'm gonna speak for myself. Maybe Rob's into some weird shit. I've never been bitten.
No. This is coming from the Navy guy that had help pissing. So
it was an assist.
Weird shit.
It was an assist.
Okay, so next one, is would you rather never use a phone again or never use a computer again?
Fuck, phones are computers. Yeah.
I mean, pretty much. I mean, but there's some things you can't do on the phone that you can only do on a computer.
I think the hippie part of me would be like neither. I'd rather just be fucking disconnected as much as cool as this would be. But I'd say computer. Phones are fuck. That's hard. Yeah. I'll stick with the phone, I guess.
Same. Yeah. I'm doing phone. There's so many things you can do on the phone.
Yeah,
I mean, get that there's a lot of more detailed things, but
yeah, as much as I love my computer, I don't know if I could give up my phone
without the phone.
I talk to Rob way too much on it.
Yeah. You're not taking phone calls and like texts and shit on your computer.
I mean, you can,
but your computer's not portable. Like it's a laptop, if anything, if it's the smallest.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, that was a dumb question, Paul.
Okay.
Sorry, not Paul. Fucking Austin.
Next one's just
like
for you,
confusing
Rob.
my people. Am I reading?
Yes.
Oh shit! Yeah, I can see why. Would you rather deep throw a cactus or teabag a bear trap?
Oh God!
What the fuck, Austin?
You fucking sick, possessed army fucking weirdos.
Which one are you picking, Paul?
You spent too much time in a foxhole together. God damn. Deep throat a cactus, I guess.
Or what was it? What did I say?
Teabag a bear trap?
Bear trap. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
I already know my answer, but both are fucked.
I mean, I'm gonna go with deep throat a cactus because you're gonna lose your nuts if you didn't.
100%. Like,
nah.
I think that's unanimous, right? Like we're all turning like Navy, like Paul for a minute.
I know, and I know Rob likes deep throating things, so
you can pull out splinters.
I mean, Rob does have a pink dildo, so.
Oh
I
God.
do have a pink dildo. It's for like fantasy football.
Yeah, sure it is, Rob.
Fantasy football.
Yeah. Austin played in the Dildo Bowl this year. His team was fucking terrible.
I know. I had a bad coach though, so.
Dildo Bowl.
Yeah. So the way I run my fantasy league is the last place two teams have to play each other at the end, and that way people don't like just do nothing that last weekend of fantasy. And whoever wins gets $50, and whoever loses gets their name on a trophy. It's got a big fucking black hand holding a fucking pink dildo, and it's called the Dildo Bowl.
That's a winner.
Yeah,
So
Austin almost got his
Austin-
name on it.
Oh, gotcha.
I've won the championship 3 times in the last 8 years, and I've never been to Dildo Bowl. I can barely speak English right now. Austin, continue, please.
Okay. Would you rather have your computer wiped clean every night or your phone?
Ooh.
My computer, because it's just kind of like a media port. There's nothing. My phone is. I use it for work and everything. So yeah, my computer's just kind of like
Everything.
computer's just like a hub.
No.
Same.
Yeah, it's all my
100%
shit
same.
saved to the cloud. So
That's good.
So wait, what are you doing, Austin? Because you're on your computer way more than both of us.
I mean, it depends. I mean,
You got to give an answer though.
I don't know. I'd probably go computer. There's way too much shit on my phone. Way too many
Okay.
photos on my phone.
I could still do what I do on my phone, but it'd be hard to do what I do just solely on the computer. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Okay. Last one. Would you rather have your fingernails ripped off
Oh
or
my
your
God.
teeth ripped out?
Ooh.
It's a fucking Spencer question here. Take my fingernails; they'll grow back. Or
Yeah. Same.
fuck don't even mess with my mouth. I hate my. I
Yeah,
hate when I
no,
do
like
this.
that hurts like thinking about it. I was reading it as he was reading. I was like, oh fuck. Take my fucking
Yeah.
fingernails.
Yeah. I mean, at least your fingernails. It's gonna suck, but at least they'll grow back.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I hate those
Allie,
questions.
come here. Come here, be on the podcast.
No, I need my dog.
Yeah, where's your dog?
You just
He's
need
sleeping.
He's a good dog.
Hold on.
But yeah, Allie, or not Allie, Austin's dog is getting involved with the podcast too. Yeah,
You
let's
look
wrap
like,
this motherfucker up. And Paul, don't hang up when we're done because we got to get our screenshot at the end.
All right.
So, is there anything that you want to plug before I close this out, Paul?
You guys, thank you for the opportunity. Well, I don't do the guest much. I appreciate it. I never really spoke about some of that military stuff, so it was pretty cool. It was the first time I got to hear myself say it out loud, so it brings up a lot of good memories. I think now we can all relate. Being older, we can reflect on that time we had and the relationships we made as we served our country. So I'm proud of the service I have. I made. I'm proud of the sacrifices I made to take that oath, especially when we see stuff like going on today. So it makes me. I'm proud to be American. I love that flag, red, white, and blue.
Even though you live in California.
Yeah, even though I'm in California, but once again, thanks you guys. If you guys, any of your listeners want to check me out, I'm at the Alpha Instinct.
Yeah, if you want to get hungry just by looking at his photos,
yeah, check me out at the Alpha Instinct, and then like the guys are saying, I do co-host the podcast, Poddy Mouth the podcast. We have a great time, and check us out. Thank you guys.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, it was great having you on, man. I'm glad we could have you on and have you, bullshit a little bit, about your military and stuff because you don't get to do that enough. So.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I said, and I might have said it on the podcast, so for the listeners, I apologize, but I know I said this in the green room. Setting up these podcasts and like actually doing them is a little bit laboring and challenging, and sometimes like I personally just don't want to do them, but we are lucky, as Allie whines in the background, that we have like amazing guests that come on that make the podcast complete. And recently there's been a handful of times where we have had a guest that we were lined up with, and I was like, fuck, I just don't want to do the podcast this week, but I know like people want to hear people's stories, like we want to get them on, and like let's go and get it done. And then like in the middle of the podcast, I'm enjoying it. And then at the end of the podcast, I'm like, fuck yeah, that was a really good episode. Would you, Paul, and even with Spencer, like, you know, I have a lot of respect for you guys. Like I said on Spencer's podcast, and I'll say it to you, you know, you guys were in my life during like the pandemic and shit. And when I felt like I was alone, I wasn't alone because I could listen to you guys weekly and you guys actually would DM back and forth with me. So, and then the fact that you were a vet, like I've always respected that. So I was super stoked to basically do this podcast today. Like, so, and you said that you were going to have a boring story. And in my opinion, you did not. Like, I feel like you got to like tell more of your stories. So thank you for coming on.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. That's all I got. Austin, you got anything? Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this bitch up
Yeah.
so Alex can go pee.
Yeah, go ahead and close this out so we can take care of our doggies.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the Fight Like Hell podcast, episode 47, I think it was. And if you guys are listening on Spotify, do us a favor because they actually just recently added this. You can actually rate podcasts, just so you know, too, Paul.
Yeah, you can leave reviews on podcasts now. I didn't know that.
Yep. It literally started like a week or two ago. So yeah, throw us what you think and feedback. DM us.
Leave Potty Mouth a 1-star. No.
No. Potty Mouth is fucking great. Definitely go check out Paul's podcast or half of his podcast. Well, no,
Paul's podcast.
70% of Paul's podcast. Let's be honest, Spencer's the face, kind of like I'm the face of this podcast. Thank you for everyone that's listened to us through 2021 and into 2022. We love you and peace.